Welcome everybody to the RGN Pro Series. We're in our European region here, Epsilon versus GPlay. It's going to be a best of 3. This is the last of our quarterfinals in our bracket stages. So the winner of this is going to face against Dignitas. But we are live here on Mirage.
Ouch.
And we got GPlay on the T side, starting off with an A execute. I am Sprawl. By my side, the one and only Laser Jesus. And take us away on this A execute.
Here come the Bulgarians up the A ramp. They are splitting out from above and down below. Can get a good nade off onto Alex. And the only other player rotating in quickly is going to be, who's this over here? Mixwell. And he's waiting for his teammates. I like that. But the positioning taken by the Bulgarians here is going to be really difficult to retake unless Soaker can come through on the flank. That's the thing I was worried about, but he goes down. And now with not a lot of time remaining on the clock, Epsilon, they got to put the foot on the gas right now.
Ooh, Arky getting too quickly. Now Bublin, last one alive, but without a kit, they are definitely running out of time. Like you had stated, they're sticking it with 5 seconds left. I think Mixwell just barely has it. Wow, the timing on that play. And Arky getting those 2 headshots so quickly in CT spawn. Excellent for Epsilon. Yeah, I could tell.
Mixwell, he waited so long that I thought just... He should have went just a little bit sooner, but I guess the internal clock on that guy is better than mine because that was down to the wire.
That was very, very close, but Epsilon, they are going to pick it up. GPlay going with the forced up by here. They are going to try and swing things back in their direction. They've got 3 players over towards A ramp 2 heading up into B apartment. So interesting. I think Bublin and KL, they're maybe going to make some noise over B. No, looks like they are going to go into the underpass and come up from connector. So a couple more angles to this attack is already coming out of A ramp as the other 3.
The timing on this was so good from GPlay. Epsilon was mesmerized by all the smoke and flashes coming in through A. Weren't aware that underpass was under threat. Still trying to retake here though is Epsilon. He's down a single player, but weapon advantage still in their favor. Now bomb goes down. Dreamer onto Alex. Soaker with a scout. Not the ideal weapon for this situation. And GPlay. Very tricky stuff from them there. Because it looked at how many nades they threw over A. It looked like there was at least all 5 players there. So for GPlay to come through and they let their A players engage first and then they follow up through underpass. Really good timing. And we saw, I think it was Arky that just got flanked straight out without firing a shot.
Yeah, great stuff there from GPlay. As honestly, keep it simple. Just 3 out ramp, 2 out from connector, and that pinch worked out great. Now 1-1 here, and obviously winning on. Yeah, it was a forced up round, but you can get an M4A1S out of it. That's nice for Victor, and obviously Epsilon. Of course, we see a forced up buy on the other end, so they're gonna want to steal the momentum right back. Soaker taking significant damage in the window room. He is gonna get out of there as he's dropped down to 15 HP. Why is Arky jumping around? Does look like he's found his way to the end of the balcony on the B side of things, and because of that, they're going to stack 3 players over near A, and then keep Soaker. Again, he's pretty fragile at this point. He's going to rotate between window and market, but GPlay working out pretty slow. Again, they don't want to have happen to them what they just did to Epsilon, so keeping it nice and slow, making sure that they don't run into any shenanigans here.
Yeah, precisely. Don't want to give Epsilon a better chance than they already do this round. Now looking to rotate back towards A. So Arky, his legs got to be getting tired because he's been jumping up and down in B this entire time for about a minute. And he might not even get a chance to use this weapon. And this GPlay now on their approach into A. Already got the frag onto Mixwell up above. And now a split. We still got Spy Leader, and that's a position we highlight often, is once you get a player into connector like this and just post up, it's really hard to rotate from Soaker. Tries to come on through, but met by Spy Leader in that pivotal position. And now suddenly Arky remains in a 1-on-4. And okay, nice little headshot there. Looking for more. Gets 2 instantly. Arky, if he does this, this is going to be insane.
Yeah, this is madness right now. 2 frags for him currently. He's going to miss the jump to window room. Getting a little tricky. We'll switch it up to the AK-47, and you know what? He's just going to go ahead and save. The Dreamer, speaking of dreams, he's going to go down, but now only NKL left up, and obviously Arky in good position to just save this weapon. No kit or anything like that. Good effort, though, and makes it very expensive for the T side.
I just think it's so hilarious that Arky is hitting all these phenomenal shots. Nothing but heads, but then he just botches the jump.
Right, the simple part of the route he was taking, and he actually gets that last frag as well. So good on him to strip every weapon away.
Yeah, every single one. Really good by Arky. Unfortunately, he was just playing the wrong bomb site. So I think the reason he missed that jump though at mid, Chad, is because I mean the lactic acid buildup in his legs from B.
Oh,
he probably
exactly.
He probably jumped about like 60, 70 times that round in B before he took the jump, took to the skies at mid, and couldn't even make it. Hilarious.
Oh yeah, very stiff legs as we are gonna see Victor open up inside a mid Arky. Ooh, speaking of him, he's gonna peek down into connector and loses his life to Dreamer. So already
enough.
Yeah, that's going to be that. As Mixo, he was able to grab that AK off of his corpse. So good stuff. They recycle that weapon. Going to do some more damage here as it looks like GPlay just working for Catwalk split B play here.
Oh, if Mixwell just starts letting it rip through the smoke, he might have been able to catch some players of GPlay coming up Catwalk, but he's going to get out there, or get up Cat without much harm done to them. And now taking up in towards B, only one player alive here, tries to get tricky, tries to stay alive as long as he can, but in this position, could have just went for some kills, because the Ro8, even when it comes through, is not going to be really effective given the weaponry and lack of players from Epsilon, as their AK goes down. Now Alex needs to be a scavenger and just try to bring something into the next round, maybe take a life or two away from GPlay, but Epsilon, just when I was going to highlight how good they were doing keeping GPlay's money low, now GPlay's going to survive with 5, and it's going to be tough for Epsilon to break that economy.
Yeah, definitely nice for GPlay to start stockpiling it a little bit here. Epsilon on the other end again. Alex just trying to find some sort of exit frag, playing a really passive angle for it, though.
Money low. Now,
not a huge fan of that position, but anyhow, gonna make it into the next round, saves that default pistol, and now Epsilon will be able to buy up in this round. Arky grabbing that AWP, and gotta think he's gonna be hitting some bodies here, as, again, with that scout, he was doing some amazing stuff. So hopefully that translates for him. GPlay, they do not have, obviously, an op in their hands. Again, like you were stating, they make it through that round flawless, and it kind of makes up for the round before, where it was, yeah, pretty much actually 0 players left alive, because remember, Arky going on his mad run there. But we are going to have the T's try and make it into the A-bomb site. Alex goes down first and foremost, well dropped as well, and wow, that did not work out at all for the CT side. We can see it is pretty much dry as well. There's very little smokes down in the A-bomb site. That one in jungle was thrown literally moments ago after all those players were pretty much dead.
Yeah, interesting that that panned out the way it did. You figure Epsilon would at least get a kill or two, but GPlay coming out, like you pointed out, pretty much dry. They did throw one smoke over, but and then they threw another one at mid from the entrance of their side of B apartments. So they kind of messed it up. We'll see if that comes into play later. As the smoke that they take a long time to set it up, because if you're trying to smoke off connector and there's that little window from up above, I don't think GPlay is going to be ready for that when they do throw that smoke again. Of course, probably nobody knows what I'm talking about at this point, but it's going to come into play, I promise you. As Don P remains in a 1-on-3 here, and I've entirely neglected the round pad.
That is quite all right. CT's Epsilon going for a bit of a mid-stack there. Some players in window. I do believe they had at least one nade that they tossed onto him. They actually converted all right for it, taking down 2. If Donkey, we'll see if he can get anything more done. It looks like he's rotating all the way around towards top mid, and this is actually some intelligent play from him. Again, they know that they dropped these players, and the way GPlay was going across the map, they were taking it with some speed. That being said, NKL, he is going to stick around and just camp on those weapons. So as much as Don Q thinks he might get a freebie here, he might be for a bit of a surprise, as NKL going to peek around the corner from those top of mid boxes and takes him down. So 5 rounds already for GPlay. This is their map choice, and this is a best of 3. So starting things off on map number 1.
Yeah, exactly. And the monetary situation we're referencing from GPlay, it's going to be really hard for them to break their money. But Arky, ooh, he's looking like a new man today. Just a smooth operator, the way he's controlling his spray, keeping calm and collected in these situations where he probably shouldn't have got all those kills. But really big stuff from him, and that's exactly what Epsilon need if they're going to have a good little comeback here. As Soaker on to Victor with the AWP, thinking about peeking out a little more on Catwalk, gonna find Dreamer, gets the second one as well. Where's the trade attempt from GPlay? It's not there. The guy closes the NKL down below. And now Soaker's going to get out of here. And if Epsilon, not only do they want to win this round, they want to win it with surviving as many players as possible because they need to match the economy of GPlay. And with surviving with 5, this is the best possible situation for them thus far.
Yeah, is NKL going to spot out Soaker inside of the ladder room, and nice shot through the wall there. It's going to take NKL down to 4 hit points. As a nice flashbang comes in, and they're trying to push on his location. Eventually, they're going to take him down. Spy Leader shows up just to see his comrade fall, and he's going to peek out a mid, and he's going to get dropped as well. So Soaker, big 3K on the round. Nice work with that AWP, and I like that Arky not necessarily getting the job done in that respect, so they decide to switch it up, and it works out pretty darn good for them in that round. So see if he can continue that dominance inside of the window room, as obviously that's a huge component. If you can have mid locked down and have GPlay afraid to go there because your op is just hitting shots left, right, and center, that's definitely a message that would be great for the CT side to send, but
exactly
doesn't look like the T's are going to go mid this round. Going back to the A side.
Yeah, why not nullify that op as much as possible, make your way around it instead of through it, and now they're going to hit the A bomb site again. Here they come. One player in the back of this site, that's Mixwell. Epsilon playing this quite passively here. Now trying to make their way up. Soaker again with the AWP. They can't seem to avoid this man. Mixwell onto Dreamer. And now that GPlay, they got the bomb down, but in exchange for 2 of their players and Epsilon not allowing them to get any forward positions for the anti-retake. Just really good stuff from Epsilon here. Smooth and collected. But still 2-on-4. Victor doesn't want to go down. Now only Bubble remains 1-on-2. They smoke him off. Bubble's got to make a choice here. He's got to go for the frag. Peeks out. Can't finish off Alexis. He finally does. He hops off the bomb. It's going to be a close one here. Oh, God. This is going to be just barely doesn't get it. Milliseconds on the clock. Epsilon. That's a heartbreaker from them just as they were mounting their comeback.
That was some impressive play there from Bubble, and I believe that was a 1-on-3 that he was just able to secure. So good stuff. Ends with the bomb exploding, and GPlay back to their winning ways now 6-3. So Epsilon, they did win those 2 rounds and did so in a way that will allow them to buy up here, but not exactly the optimal buy as Arky with a 5-7. But the rest of the players have got some decent weaponry. Interesting that they repositioned Soaker, as he is going to go towards B apartments. They leave window wide open, and compared to last round where there was no one in mid, there's actually 3 players residing there on the T side. So they are going to smoke off window, though. At some point, obviously, he would have been taken out of commission. But speaking of the AWP on Soaker, he does take down NKL over near B apartments. So early frag for the CT side. Alexis onto Victor as well. So Epsilon looking pretty darn good in this round. And, of course, it would be great for them to win this one and actually break the economy a little bit of GPlay, as they've got a little bit of money they're floating. But, obviously, Epsilon taking this round as the next step into increasing their CT side rounds.
Yeah, I like what they're doing, too, on their CT side now. Keeping it dynamic. You're pointing out that Soaker, they had him at mid, and then they shift him over towards B. And there's no way GPlay gets the read on that. And I forget who it was that went down early to Soaker, but it's not even his fault. You don't expect that offer to be there after having success over at middle and A. Now Bubble, last guy alive for the Bulgarian side, and has taken out 1 player, thinking about going back. Throws a bit of a fake, 20 seconds remaining. So it takes a fight onto Don Q. Ooh, a little aggressive for my taste, getting flanked, but now almost takes down Arky. That was really close. 8 HP remaining on him. But yeah, Epsilon's defense not staying stagnant, giving GPlay different looks, and that's why they've gotten the advantage at the start of these past couple rounds.
Yeah, good stuff there from Epsilon as they grab their 4th. GPlay already at 6, though, and again, that's a comfortable score to end the half with, honestly, on the T side here. Anything more, they're going to be obviously happy with, and they're going to try for more, but again, at this point, they're going to be all right with the fact that they hit kind of a minimal number that was floating around on their head. But we got Bubbling, as well as his teammate Spy Leader, making a little bit of noise over towards the A bomb site. They're going to smoke into... I swear they just tossed the smoke over, but I am missing where it actually went. So it must have not occurred, and I'm crazy, but 3 in mid, 1 at ramp, 1 at Palace for GPlay. That's the slow setup that they're working. And it does look like they're looking to get aggressive out of Palace here, as Spy Leader has already moved his way up. Nice nade's going to take Victor down, as they're allowed to get all the way up Connector. Arky's smoked off on Catwalk, and it's going to allow them to come on up, but it's going to be Mixwell, and Alexis starts things off. Victor, though, comes in and takes down 2. He loses his teammate in the process, but we got a 2-on-3. Alexis about to get wow, what a flick over. Makes that frag happen with only 5 hit points remaining, but Alexis with a big hat trick in the round. Big reason that they were able to lock that down.
Yeah, a couple of holes in the smoke, or at least one that I saw from GPlay, and it allowed Alex to get one of the kills entering into the site. And another question I had was, in that strategy, they have 1 A ramp, 1 in the halls, and then 3 coming from middle. If your players at A ramp and halls don't engage first, it makes it really hard for your connector players to really do anything. Highly susceptible to nades and flashes and such, and on top of that, leaving a hole in the smoke for Alex to play with. GPlay needs to tighten it up a bit. But now, heading over towards A, Alex really smoked off this time, so it's going to be up to Mixwell to dwindle these numbers down. And this is deja vu, this exact situation that GPlay somehow came back from before. They exchanged 2 of their players to get the bomb down, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it again, Chad.
Yeah, I don't think so, and I think last time they had a bit of a connector crunch as well. This time, more of just a frontal A attack. They get the bomb set, that's fantastic. But at the same time, Spy Leader, Bubble, it's looking a little bit bleak for them, as Soaker just going to stick the bomb inside of the smoke. Spy Leader trying to find him, but not going to be so, as Bublin just now in a situation that it looks like he's actually going to try and do a little bit more damage, but going to get dropped. So, GPlay, they get a bomb plant, but they invested pretty darn good in that round. So, I was thinking that it wasn't as much of an investment, but they are going to buy up in this round, going with 4 Galils. Only a single AK making it onto the field for the T side. And, of course, CTs and Epsilon still have good equipment across the board. So, Epsilon, if I'm Epsilon here, you want to really get these last 3 rounds. Make it 9-6 at half. And, ooh, look at this. Soaker deciding to go aggressive up mid. Interesting play, but, again, we're going to see another Palace play as 3 players already making it out. Take down Mixwell underneath. Alexis trying to defend here and actually gets 2 for himself. Soaker, though, not really sure how he was trying to play that, at least from my point of view inside of the bomb site. He was a little bit off-angled, but nonetheless, 2-on-2. Donkey, nice shot onto Spy Leader. Only NKL left, and he's actually way over near Catwalk here.
Unless they have a smoke for him, then this should be a round for NKL. He does give away his position. The CTs, this is a situation you don't often find yourself in. So NKL has to find him through the smoke. Tapping away, and Arky is going to survive. That's a risky one. And I brought up, oh, that's disastrous for NKL. But somehow they found a smoke. Had that smoke been unavailable, then NKL probably would have won that. But that's the risk you run in that scenario by playing so far away from the bomb, because one smoke means it's time. You got to get lucky.
Yeah, a little bit. And yeah, NKL in that position, if he has a teammate that stays alive any longer, that position just becomes more and more potent. But yeah, he was just kind of caught out a little far off. And now GPlay, round 14 here. Gonna send some players over towards the B side of things. They've got Dreamer just hanging out in Palace. So the only player near A, and we'll see if he decides to make noise pre-execute or post-execute. He's actually currently smoked off right now, and it looks like it'll be post, as Victor already making it into the bomb site. B takes down Arky. Nice shot, as he is going to continue his aggression. Alexis, though, jumps through the window, and the retake already underway, but oh man, this hasn't happened in a while, but they faked me out, and they've moved all the way over, and it is going to be an A-side take.
Yeah, I got faked too. I was watching Don Q that whole time, just hiding in the back of the site, and I think that's why they rotated so much. Don Q, on his screen, it looked like he was under siege, and he needed backup immediately. But GPlay making a nice little shifty maneuver back towards A, and Epsilon. Good luck trying to retake after that. You're like, they're halfway into B trying to retake, and then suddenly they're getting shot in the back from their own spawn. Good stuff from GPlay.
Oh, yeah. No, that worked out great for them. And, again, it's a fantastic fake if even the people that can see everything on the field are faked out by your fake. So, good stuff from GPlay. And now, Epsilon. Last round of this first half. And
it's actually been a while, huh?
It honestly has been. It's been a little while. Been pretty darn good at keeping track of that. But, anyhow, we are going to see a miss smoke here from GPlay. Luckily for them, again, the equipment comes into play. No scope rifles, nothing crazy coming out from Epsilon here, so they're not able to really take advantage of that miss smoke, and actually they re-smoke it here. Does GPlay, just utilizing another one as they smoke off Catwalk as well. But where are they going to go with things as Soaker just tries to dive bomb? I think he just jumped through that smoke, but gets dropped in. Once in a while, you got to go for it, but Mixwell, he will find one, but all GPlay from there on out. Great half from GPlay. They're going to be really happy with the way their T-side went.
Oh, what a slip. Happy. I like it.
Happy, yep.
I don't know. We gotta check Victor's computer or something, because what he just did there looked really sketchy. He must have had some sort of cue from his teammate that the player was coming through jungle, but it was a perfect shot through the smoke. Crazy stuff from him. And GPlay end up taking the lead here.
Nice stuff, and if you were betting on E-Battle, the odds for this match, specifically GPlay 1.2 to Epsilon 4.4, so definitely favored here is GPlay. Lounge odds are pretty similar, to be honest with you. GPlay about 80% to 20%, so pretty big favorites, again, is GPlay, and again, if you are interested in betting some real money and such, E-Battle, that would be the place to do so. But going live into our second half here, and we can see Victor picking up Diffuse Kit on that CT side. The rest of the squad, though, going with armor across the board. And for the T's, we can see Epsilon going with 2 smokes, 1 on Arky, 1 on Soaker, 3 flashbangs as well. And they're heading towards B apartments to start things off.
Yeah, objective for GPlay here is try to keep the range as far as possible. Going with these armored USPs are creeping all the way up. Weird strategy from both teams. GPlay, they're going to have no idea that... How does Epsilon know these guys have the ultimate read on the situation? They have to have played or something before, because that was a perfect anti-strat if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, they just wait for the push to come, and some easy frags. Now it is a 3-on-4, and Bubbling about to be tested, takes down Soaker. Nice shot as the rest of the players going back through T-spawn, and Bubbling, if he makes it through connector quickly here, they're going to have 2 players to deal with this on this A-bomb site. Victor already set up from CT spawn. Bubbling coming in at stairs here, and all 3 of the T's going for a ramp. Bubbling questioning whether or not they're going to be coming mid, but, one fired bullet's going to let them know. Mixwell takes down Bubbling immediately. Victor trying to find a head here as he's just chipping away at Arky from the CT connector area. Finally finds one for himself. Dreamer left in a 1v2 as this is the perfect opportunity for him as Mixwell was trying to defend his teammate who's getting the bomb set. If he can take down Mixwell, Alexis super low. He's not able to find the shot, and with 3 hit points, grabs a kit, grabs a new gun. See if he can find some more luck with this one, but looking bleak here as the plant completely for Alexis down in connector. Mixwell, he goes down. It doesn't even make a difference, but they're playing it to the T. Don't peek at all. And Epsilon picking up their T-side pistol. Great round for them. Once again, like you had stated, that counter strat. They must have had some sort of read that GPlay likes to get aggressive from their B side, especially on pistol rounds, and boom. That's a great way to start things off.
I don't know if it was demo watching or somebody that played against GPlay tipped them off to that, but they had 4 players waiting for the players to come up from underpass. And generally, when you push underpass like that, oftentimes you don't even push that far. So for Epsilon to have that read, or maybe it just worked out where that was their plan from the get-go and they had no prior knowledge. But either way, that was strange looking, and I don't think we're going to see a pistol round like that for some time. But GPlay going for the 4 spot here. If GPlay could take this, this would be the second time they've dropped a pistol and then won the round thereafter. But we shall see. Epsilon head over towards the A-bomb site. Question, I'm not too sure. Now pressuring up Catwalk, but similar position here for Epsilon as in Dust 2. When you're on Catwalk, you can easily fall back towards mid and hit up the other bomb site quickly. So they put a little bit of pressure over towards B and then decide it's time to go back towards A.
And now it's only NKL and Spy Leader, and they're both dropped immediately. Only Victor left on the field. And for their spot-up round here, not so fun as they don't receive a single frag for all the equipment that they invested in. So now GPlay, they are going to be saving just straight up in this round. Just default pistols, maybe a P250, but even that, again, you're going to be taken away from anything that you want to buy once that rifle round rolls around. So round 18 underway. 2 SMGs on the T side. I like it for Epsilon. Get a little bit of extra change for those frags that may indeed come in. And they are going to send multiple players towards B early here. One anchor up in mid, that's going to be Alexis. And then actually, Arky has already made it out Tetris towards the A bomb site. Spy Leader holding from triple, but I think he may receive a rude awakening. Is actually his teammate that goes down, and Arky flicks around, takes down NKL and Spy Leader. The dynamic duo there in the A bomb site. But GPlay, again,
Arky, that looks painful. His wrist. Poor guy.
Right? High sensitivity, or the man's got sore wrists right now. GPlay, though, rifles on the field here.
Or what's the other term people use for it? There's wrist aimers, and then there's what is it? I can't quite remember what the other version of it is.
Wrist or arm, more or less. I don't know if that's exactly what you're going for. Gotcha.
Yeah, and Arky definitely looking like a wrist player.
Oh yeah,
give it that. But now on to the first gun round here, and Epsilon have an
There's a
SMG?
super cool smoke on catwalk here. You can see all their legs as they're coming up. They tried to split catwalk, but Victor and Dreamer just held it off again. The smoke about halfway up catwalk allows them to see just legs, and oh man, everybody going down. Now a 1v2 as Alexis doesn't know what happened to his teammates here.
All right, scratching his head. I want to see that smoke you're talking about, but we are in a 1-on-2 here. Alex making his way up towards the catwalk. Dreamer takes the peek from bench, gives his teammate knowledge that Alexis is trying to move up the catwalk, but with a lot of time remaining, I think Alexis needs to take a new route because he can play with this clock instead of going for the fight. He takes the fight anyways. And Dreamer, nice headshot onto him, and now Bubble. Last player remaining for the Bulgarian side, and he's taken a position up in sight, and this is something we don't often see, and it looks like both these players have their legs just have stopped working or something, just sitting really patiently. Now Alex gives the knowledge that he's still on the catwalk. Bubble, this is a really tricky position. Alex, is he going to peek it? No, won by the positioning of Bubble, and in that scenario, you don't expect a CT to be there.
Yeah, that was a really off angle from Bublin there, and great play from GPlay. And just to explain how that smoke, I don't know how they actually threw it, but the idea is, you know, the box is on catwalk right outside of the ladder room. Somehow they were able to get it so the smoke is like halfway up that box. So you can see underneath the smoke, you just see all the legs and such, and they obviously have a pretty big disadvantages. It's difficult for them to see, as you're just going to have the opportunity first and foremost to spot them out. So it was pretty cool to see. Again, I'm going to watch out for it and see if they do it again here. Currently, they've boosted a player up on top of it, so a bit of a different look here in this round as Spy Leader opens things up. Don Q gets dropped. Soaker will be able to trade that frag, though, and Alexis Mixwell. They're all chiming in mid, and very quickly we see Victor and NKL, last one's on the field here.
Yeah, that was crazy. Just as I was about to highlight the adjustment on catwalk from GPlay, Arky didn't care and pre-fired it and took down the booster. So immediately after fighting off that one-way smoke, which I thought they got rid of in this game, but apparently not, Arky has the read that he's going to be boosted. So, and then all of the rest of his teammates get entries in towards A as well. And I think I'd forgotten how good of a T-side Epsilon, former Atlantis, had, because that's often what has given them, you know, good chances in the match. And yeah, I'm confusing them with Space Soldiers or something, but I had forgotten. And I kind of wrote them off here. GPlay with 9 rounds on their CT side. Epsilon mounting their comeback now. This T side, it's pretty powerful.
And they are going to move up to 11 rounds here, Victor. Able to save his FAMAS as actually Arky coming close in his area, neck of the woods, and takes him down as he's hiding in the kitchen there on top of the stove. Doesn't work out for him. And again, Epsilon. 2 rounds to their lead, and oh man, double save territory here for the CT side. They're all underneath $2,000. That is no fun, as they're just going to force up, as they do not want to allow Epsilon to get to 13 before they can buy. So they're just going to go ahead and throw armor on their back, go with an upgraded pistol.
Is a big gamble, Chad.
Huge gamble coming out from the CT side and GPlay here.
Yeah, they do get this opening frag. That Spy Leader now trying to follow it up with players moving up towards the B halls. But Don Q, time to firing squad it up. But only gets one traded off, so a good start here for GPlay. Now recovering the AKs. Epsilon, their answer is to quickly move back towards A before those fallen AKs come back to haunt them. No, now making their way in. We got NKL as well as Bubble. Holding from jungle as well as below the balcony. NKL one quickly traded off 2 for 2, and now these AKs might come back to haunt him.
Yeah, Arky left in a 1-on-2 as he loses his teammates there, but does get the bomb set though. Dreamer coming up from CT spawn. Victor from connector up on top of the boxes. Dreamer, and before that smoke dissipates, he's gonna take off the head of Arky. So GPlay will be back in not necessarily the driver's seat yet, as we've got a little bit of lingering money left in the economy for Epsilon, so they are going to be able to buy up once again. And I mean by lingering, they've got plenty of money to play with, so gonna be able to equip here. Round 22 about to go live, and GPlay, of course, we know the situation they're in. You win one round, you can't afford to drop the next one, especially with the amount of money on their side right now. So forcing up that last round, clearly, like we had stated, huge gamble, pays off though, and now creates a situation that we're now in as, again, they didn't have to double save. They didn't allow those rounds to come in from Epsilon, and the scoreline obviously very close because of it.
Yeah, just gambling. They definitely hit blackjack there, because if they lost that one, oof, economy is just shot. Epsilon's rounds will probably shoot up to about 13, as you pointed out. So GPlay, things are kind of falling together for them, as long as they can win this round. Epsilon setting up for an A take here. They do have one player lurking back at middle, and that's Arky. And this is a good position for him. If they have any initial success on the A take, then Arky's position becomes really powerful here, as anybody trying to rotate is probably going to get flanked by Arky. So initial frag, here it comes. Epsilon moving their way up the stairs with the majority of their players. Now one player ready to go out balcony. Everybody from GPlay is already rotating though. They have so many numbers in the area. Good luck trying to trade off onto all these players. And now Arky, last guy up. One taps onto Dreamer. Looking for more, but his position is about to get flanked. There it is, all tied up, 11-11, and yeah, things falling together for GPlay, and they over-rotated early, and it worked. It was just a good read on the situation.
Yeah, and Arky was actually focused on throwing a catwalk smoke while one of the CTs from B rotated through mid. So if he's just posting up and staying and basically just waiting for rotators, he probably could have picked one of them off, and then obviously one less person making it over. Who knows if it would have made the difference, but again, he was throwing the smoke exactly when all those rotators were coming through. So a bit of a mistiming there, but nonetheless, we got 11 all. It's going to be tied up, and for Epsilon, it looks like they are going to send few players towards the B-bomb site early. 2 at ramp. Doesn't look like they're committing too heavily to anything, though, as the 2 players at ramp look to be just staying on the ledge, waiting for some sort of aggression. And in mid, that's going to be Mixwell. He's got the bomb on his back, playing really far back. It looks like they're expecting some sort of calculated aggression, whether it be a mid play or something from the T side. And this is actually interesting that Mixwell peeks mid alone with the bomb. Actually, he does have Soaker coming up from underpass, so that's going to be the tag team in mid, as they do get a nice smoke down inside of window. They're going to try and take up connector, and again, we see this kind of smoke that allows Soaker to make it all the way through the smoke, and he goes into jungle, takes down Bubbling. Huge frag, as Spy Leader is going to be able to find one now inside of the smoke, but gets taken down. 2v3 as bomb site 8 control to Epsilon.
Yeah, that smoke. Just so many bullets flying through there. Now settling on a 2-on-3 here. GPlay trying to move up from the spawn. Can't get it done. Now just Dreamer. 1-on-3 here. It's a big round for Epsilon, too, because they were just about to have to save if they drop this one. Instead, GPlay going to be put in that position. And really interesting mid-take from Epsilon, because the smokes that they threw are generally for a B take. They smoked off a window, and they smoked connector deep up into the site. So, and again, that's something we see when teams go for the B take. So Epsilon kind of switching it up here and somehow get it done. But yeah, a lot of it came down to who is going to spam each other through that smoke.
Right, who makes it out of that alive definitely was a big determining factor. Epsilon to take the round lead as they move up to 12. GPlay, take a look at their economy. They are going to force up here. So equipment, once again, not an optimal situation, but they've made the best out of worse previous. So now with 3 rifles in the round, we've got 2 5.7s. How do they go about it? Looks like some mid-presence as Soaker is going to take down Victor, but Dreamer comes up with 2 big frags as well as Spy Leader. And the early advantage taken by, again, the forced up buy on the CT side. Arky goes down as tries to push out a ramp. Don Q, his time is definitely limited here as he does get 2. But Dreamer with a nice hat-trick on the round. GPlay back 12-12.
It's got to be frustrating for Epsilon, too, just when they're about to claim a big lead again. And just as GPlay is about to reach their breaking point, they somehow win these force buy rounds. That's 2 times now that it was almost a must-win for GPlay to keep their economy right, and they win both of them. Perhaps they should use those set plays every single time on these gun rounds with the amount of success they've had on their force. But now here come Epsilon into the A. Already 2 frags for them, only exchanging 1. That's Bubble, last guy alive here before the rest of his teammates are moving up through CT. GPlay could have thrown some better nades there. It's Epsilon coming up A ramp pretty dry. And now still yet to get the bomb down here. That is a primary objective here for Epsilon, but in a 2 versus 2, sure they want to win this one. Soaker taking the fight on to Victor. Arky, he loves his flank position. He's just posted up and connected here, but how does his teammate get the bomb down? He's leaving his teammate out to dry here. Arky, we've been pointing out so many positive things about him, but now he's got a lot of making up to do here.
Yeah, 1v2 as he tries to take down Victor, and yeah, he had 1 pop flash that he tossed over for his teammate, and I think he was hoping for him to be able to collect the bomb in that meantime and basically maybe plant for him in connector. I think that was the idea, but obviously his teammate wasn't able to get it done and left him in a very awkward spot. So not so fun. GPlay, though, move it up to 13. So Epsilon, they are now down a round. And how do they go about things? Again, last round was just Tech 9 armor. They're buying up fully in this one as Soaker AWP once again in his hands, and they move him up Catwalk very quickly, peering into the A-bomb site, but Dreamer holding an off angle on Catwalk takes him down already. The op out of commission. Bublin chimes in with his AWP as he's actually caught in a corner right now inside of jungle, but at the meantime, NKL onto Don Q. They're trying to send a player. That's going to be Arky out ramp, but he's the last one alive, and Bublin will be able to connect with his op. So 3K for Bublin, and it does look like GPlay eventually going to close this one out as the economic game definitely in their favor.
And everything goes back to those force buy wins for me, because GPlay was at, what, 1,500, something like that, and they went and won that force buy, and then they won another force buy. Had that not happened, Epsilon probably should have won this match, given how well they've been playing on their T side, but hey, that's not the way it goes sometimes. And now Epsilon want the A-bomb site again. Here, 4 ramp, this time not going as fast. Setting up a couple smokes, couple flashes. Now, here they come. GPlay already in position, though. They get connector and jungle smoked up quite nicely. NKL alone for the time being. Not for long, though. Spy Leader moves on in. Soaker tries to get the run and gun onto the 2 rotating players from jungle, but they can't get it in GPlay somehow. Now at 15-12, and everything comes back to those 2 rounds for me.
Yeah, that was definitely the RGN game-changing moment. Boom, boom, boom. Graphics on the screen. Sounds go wild. Oh, my God. The production quality on this. Anyhow, that was definitely, I completely agree, one of them, or 2 moments, obviously, that GPlay was able to kind of steal things back, as definitely Epsilon was in really, really good shape. But after those rounds, obviously, GPlay coming back up with momentum on their end, and now 1 away from closing things out. Epsilon definitely on the back foot here, as they've got a couple players towards the B side. We've got Arky hanging out inside a palace, and then 2 players waiting for mid-aggression. So Epsilon realizing a lot on the line for this round specifically, as it could be their last in this map. Bublin takes down Arky to start things off, so the A presence completely dealt with. But in the meantime, Soaker able to find 1 for himself. Victor onto Don Q, though. 3-on-4 as mid control still to the T side.
This could be it for Epsilon. They got to make this 3-on-4 happen. They throw the smokes I was talking about that generally indicate that it is a B take, but this time it actually will be. Oh no, Alex takes to the skies. Dreamer, easy frag for him. Now attempting the trade as Epsilon. These last 2 teammates are very spread out, and they both have to get an opening frag in order to make this work. Going to be Quite hard to do that, though. Mixwell gets flanked. Oh, that's Bubble from above with the AWP. Soaker. Can you do it 1-on-4? Not today. GPlay taking it 16-12. But in my opinion, Epsilon should have won that match. Had it not for those two 4-spy wins. But hey, GPlay earned it either way.